Forever I'll live, forever I'll try. Forever I'll run, forever I'll die. Forever this heart, forever my soul. Forever I'll be, forever unknown. Days and nights, skin and bone. Forever this town, forever my car. Forever this night, forever these stars. Forever I live, forever unknown. Forever in love, forever a ghost. Days and nights, skin and bone. I'm still here, but you moved on. Forever falls in love with the guy that wears sweater vests. She used to be mine, but now it's like we never met. Forever leaves fast in the middle of the night. Forever breaks my heart and never says goodbye. Days and nights, skin and bone. I'm still here, but you moved on. I live inside an old photograph. I wish that I could feel your love again. So I live inside that old photograph. And I wish that I could feel your love again. Forever falls in love with the guy that wears sweater vests. She used to be mine, but now it's like we never met. Forever leaves fast in the middle of the night. Forever breaks my heart and never says goodbye.
Hello to civilization. This is the Outer Ayrshire Broadcast Corporation calling you. Can you hear me and see me clearly? I don't know if you can or not. It was a bit jerky there at the start of that intro, and I'm a wee bit worried that the internet might not be too good tonight. I don't know why. Maybe a lot of people are streaming the football that was on earlier today. My team get beat, although we were winning when we started. We ended up getting absolutely hammered. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. So, Slanjva, everybody, I'm drinking ginger ale again tonight. And of course, I'd like to say a thanks to Pauline and Graham for contributing the ginger ale tonight for me. So, here we go. Oh, I've got extra stuff on the screen there. Look at that. Oh, that's a bit strange and unusual. I don't know if I like that. I wonder if I can turn that off. Oh, I don't know. I might have to just have that. Kickaboo. Aye, I don't know how. I don't even know how that came on. I don't think I installed anything extra. Let me just see. Is that it? Oh, there. I must have put it on myself. That's actually quite nice. Wonder if I could move that somewhere. I'll keep it off just now. Right, anyway, what was I saying? And excuse me, I'm going to be probably all over the place next. I've got a couple of cameras going. I've got this, the usual one there. And I'm going to switch over if I can fin it. I've got that one as well, which is a bit grainy, as you can see. It's not quite as good. It's at a slightly different angle. And it's just in case I need a backup, because, you know, the camera was freezing up a few weeks ago. So I thought I better get myself a wee backup. So I'm keeping my eyes on my screen to make sure I'm there, and my screen up there to make sure that it's not stuttering. Although it's 5 seconds behind up there. Got 2 cameras I'm keeping my eyes on. I've got to keep my eye on this to make sure that I don't mute the mic like I usually do. And the most important thing of all, I've got to keep my eyes on the chat, which is down here. So quite a lot. And my agenda, I've got my agenda up there as well. And I've got my second screen here because I've got things I'm going to be showing you tonight on the screenshot. So and I've got props. I've got some of my props kicking about. I've got wee things here that I'm going to be talking about tonight, and things like this that I'm going to be talking about tonight. And whoops! And this thing, the main part of tonight's going to be about this thing here. I've redacted some of the information, obviously, my full name and address, because I'm not wanting any bangers turning up at my door looking for an autograph. Or anything like that. So, okay, I haven't even looked to see if everybody can see me and hear me, if I'm coming through loud and clear. It looks good to me. It looks a wee bit, it might be a bit peaky actually. I take that down a bit there. That should be a bit less peaky. I know it's quieting down a bit, but at least it's not going into the red. Maybe you want it back up a wee bit there. Alright, so I've wasted 4 minutes already. So we'll get on with the show, will we? And looking at looking at the comments first of all, I haven't seen anyone saying that it's not coming through. And Tom V just did tell me there that it looks and sounds great. Thanks very much, Tom V, for that. It does at the moment. Usually by saying that, I have jinxed it. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, so it's looking all right now. Always have a backup, Stevie. Always have a backup, you know, just in case. Right, Angel Station, audio and video good here in Idaho. That's good that you're seeing me halfway across the world. Although I think Australia is half the way across the world. Is that all of the way across the world? Anyway, it's good that you can see me. Right, hold on. We've got a wee thing for Maverick's drone. Who's that pale-looking person sitting in the chair behind you there? Ooh. You want to be asking Stevie Elder about that. He's the ghost guy, right? Not me. Right, okay, a few wee hellos for the people that were in early. If I can see them. Test by me. Maverick's drone, I think you were first here. I don't know if these wee symbols have come up. Oh, they did. Maverick's drone was in early before the chat started. Had a wee back and forth with him. Angel Station was in too. Oh, Angel Station was asking about this membership gifting thing. I'm going to be giving away 10 free memberships to the channel tonight. 5 in about 20 minutes time and 5 in about 40 minutes time approximately. And Angel Station was asking how do you sign up for it? Now, I did have in previous descriptions the whole palaver, the long way you had to do it. But I believe there's a short method that you can allow yourself eligible for the free memberships. And it doesn't cost you anything to make yourself eligible. But I don't know how to do it. I think you click some of the wee icons at the bottom of the chat window, maybe the $sign, and then there's something else in there that you click, and it makes you then eligible that for gift memberships, so that when I give away the 10 tonight, if you haven't done that, if you haven't made yourself eligible, then you won't be in the draw. Your name will not be there to be pulled out at random. It's not me that chooses people. So if you haven't signed up, you've got about 15-20 minutes to do that before I draw the first 5 tonight. Okay. And if anyone knows how to do that in the chat here, has done before, just type in a wee message and Angel Station will be that much wiser having read your message. I talk a lot of nonsense some of the time, so I do. Right, Stevie says hello, good evening, and Robert and everyone. My drone videos says good evening, and that's about it. Oh, there's Peter. Peter Mannering says, good evening all. So I think that's all the hellos that I've got at the moment. 20 people watching. How many? I've got 3 thumbs up, 20 people watching and 3 thumbs up. So I must have a lot of people in here watching who are out to take me down. They're out to be negative. They're out to try and find that I've been doing something wrong. 17 of you out of the 22 are not my friends and not my supporters. And on that note, agenda point 2, I want to say thanks, firstly, to all of the people who have joined the channel as members and who then get access to behind the scenes videos and other videos that don't make it onto the main channel for one reason or another. And most of all, support me with the monthly subscription to be a member. That helps me to keep the channel going. And as long as I can't make this my full-time job. I can't make YouTube my full-time job. So I kind of rely on the memberships, the people who buy me a coffee, the people who give super chats and super thanks. I kind of rely on that to offset the costs of running a channel, which aren't cheap, by the way. There's a lot of costs. I'm always running in the negative. But I think once I eventually retire and I can do this kind of full-time in my retirement, I'll be able to bring it up so that I'm in the black and not in the red, and I won't have to rely so much on members and buy me a coffeeers and things like that. But I just wanted to say thanks to everyone who has in the past bought me a coffee, bought me a litre of fuel, super chatted, super stickered, and joined the channel as a member. So thanks very much to everyone for doing that. And that's why I'm still actually producing videos. Without your support, I probably couldn't. So that was point 2. Point 1 of the agenda was an apology from me. I'm just going to, before I apologise, I want to shift my other screen because I'm looking at myself 7 seconds behind and it's a bit disconcerting. So I'll just move myself up at the road so I can't see my face. There we go. Right, apologies, right. I said a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I can't remember now, that I was going to revert back to weekly live streams on a Sunday. But I just can't. I don't have the time. I really don't have the time. And I don't want to commit myself to doing it every week when if something comes up and I can't manage it, and I think, it twists me up a little bit thinking, oh God, I should be doing a live stream because I promised I would do one and now I'm not doing one and that's terrible, blah, blah, blah. Nobody really cares, I know that. I've got, how many people watching? 25 people watching, so nobody cares. Oh, let's be honest about it. But I just don't have time to do it weekly. But I will be doing it monthly. And then if I have something to say or I find a bit of time on a Sunday that's not at the beginning of the month, then I might come on and do a live stream anyway. But I just wanted to apologise for saying I was going to go live every month and I haven't been. Every week and I haven't been. Right, that's that out the way. All right. So, right. Before we get to the big topic tonight, which is Article 16, and what is this? And I want to explain what this is, this thingy here. There's a couple other things I want to just briefly show you, right? If anyone's interested, out of the 23 people that are watching, I've lost a couple of you. Right, this top that I'm wearing here, I don't know if you can see that. P7540, the Lochdown Spitfire. Right, for those of you that don't know, back in the Second World War, Spitfire, among other aircraft, Spitfire P7, what was that again? It was P7540 crashed into Lochdown. And there's a whole story behind it, and there has been a little documentary it was made back in the early 80s. I think you may be able to see it on YouTube. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I think it was a BBC documentary. It was made, a little half-hour documentary. It was made back in the 80s. Because although people searched and searched and searched, hold on a wee sec. My chat seems to be behind. There you go. interrupt myself here to say, Graham, thanks very much for that. That's what keeps the channel going. It's things like that that offset the costs. Some of the costs I'll show you. I won't show you tonight, but it will become apparent. So thanks very much. I do appreciate that. Helps to keep me making videos. Right. So as I was saying, a Spitfire for World War II. This one here, this exact Spitfire, that's the number, crashed into Loch Doon. And there was a documentary made on it back in the 80s because many diving teams searched for the Spitfire, for the remains of the Spitfire, the remains of the pilot. He died in the crash. And because Loch Doon is a peaty loch, the water is you can't see anything under the water. It's pitch black. You can't see anything, and the peat is it silty silt, and anything that goes in there can get buried, and you know. So the only way you can retrieve anything, find anything, is by diving and using your hands. And Loch Doon's massive, as you know. You've seen, if you've watched my videos when I fly over Loch Doon, you'll know how massive it actually is. So diving teams tried to recover tried to find the remains of the Spitfire and couldn't for decades and decades. And then finally in 1982, a diving team actually found the engine. And then, because they now had an area to look in, managed to retrieve the rest of the Spitfire and get it out of the loch. And it has been reconstructed, and it's now in the Dumfries and Galloway Aviation Museum. So let me flick over to my screeny. The wee Ian and I took a wee visit to the museum, right? that's outside it there. So the wee Ian was a wee bit worried that bomb was going to go off, but it didn't. Right? So outside the museum, they've got loads of aircraft. That's a Hawker Hunter there. And inside they have, that is the actual Spitfire. That's the one that went into Loch Doon and was recovered and rebuilt. Now, the engine isn't in it, obviously, but the engine is up the back here. And I've got pictures and things, pictures and different things like that. But I'm not going to show you them tonight because that's all for the video. Now, I have copies of the logs, the flights, the recovery team, the diving recovery team's logs, their diaries, where, you know, about where they looked, how they found it. And it turns out there was a witness to the Spitfire coming in and crashing. It was a 12-year-old boy who lived at the loch, who lived in one of the lodges there. He's now in his 50s, maybe even 60s. I'm not quite sure. Probably 60s. Aye. 50s or 60s. And I think he still lives there, so I'm going to go and see if I can find him and see if I can have a wee chat with him. But when we were down at the Aviation Museum in Dumfries, a fella called Peter gives a talk, and he gives a talk. I'll show you that again. If I go back to the screeny, he gives a talk here right in front of Spitfire, and you all sit. Everybody that's in sits in here, and he gives a talk. And there's the video that I told you about, the documentary was made, is running constantly on a wee TV screen just here. But Peter gives a talk about the whole recovery, and Peter is the diver that actually found the engine. It was him that discovered it. So Peter gives a really, really interesting talk about how, you know, the whole thing, about the background of the pilot and what they had to go through to try and reconstruct it, and then how Peter found the granddaughter of the original pilot, who I believe is Polish. I think he was Polish, I'm not sure. That'll come out. I've got all my notes. I've taken all my notes, and that'll all come in the story. So I'm going to be creating a more up-to-date documentary, right? I'm not the BBC, so it won't be anything as fancy as that. It'll just be me and the wee Ian that are doing it. It's her that brings these stories to me, but it'll just be really me and her that are kind of trying to put it together ourselves. It'll be more up-to-date, and I intend to fly Laddie, my FPV drone, along the flight path that the Spitfire took, and apparently as it came over the hill. It realised that the pilot must have realised he didn't have enough room to fly to get out because the hill's on the other side. So he did a hard bank left, but he was too low, and his left wingtip clipped the water, and it crashed into the water. And it was witnessed by this 12-year-old boy who's now a 60-year-old man. 60-year-old man. So that story is coming. We're working on it just now. It'll be a few months because I want to get it right, but that story's coming. But that, while I was there at the gift shop, I bought this here. I bought a T-shirt, and I bought a fleecy jacket as well while I was there that I've all got this on. So you might see me wearing some of these items in some of the up-and-coming videos. Right, so I just thought I'd tell you a wee bit about that, because I think it's really, really interesting. The Spitfire isn't the only aircraft that has crashed either in or in the vicinity of Lochdoon into some of the hills, because it's a dangerous area for aircraft to fly. So it's not the only one, and I'll probably be mentioning the other ones that have crashed during the making of the documentary that I'm making. So that's coming up. So for anyone that's interested in that will be coming up soon. Right, so anyway, so Hawker Hunter, quick wee thing about Hawker Hunter. I was a member of Air Training Corps 327 Squadron in Kilmarnock, and they had, and they still have inside their hall, the cockpit, this section here, just the cockpit of a Hawker Hunter that you could actually climb up and go inside and sit and play with the controls and mess about with. And it's a fantastic thing. And that, as a young kid, that's kind of what draws people into joining Kilmarnock's ATC. Oh, what are all those fireworks going off for? I've got no idea. Did you see that? All the fireworks going off there. Maybe it was just me. I don't know if you saw them or not, but I didn't have no idea what that was all about. Don't know if I did it or someone else did it. What was I saying? That threw me right off there. Aye, so they've got a Hawker Hunter cockpit in there, and it was great to see. I had never seen a full Hawker Hunter on the ground. I've seen them flying in there, but I'd never actually seen a full one. I don't know if I've ever seen the cockpit of one before, and been in the cockpit of one. So I thought that was quite interesting. Anyway, right, so what time is it? How are we doing? That's nearly 20 past, right, and that was the Lochdoon Spitfire. Okay, so what I'll do now is, it's almost 20 past where you're there. I'll do some memberships now. I'll give away five memberships there now, if I can remember how to do it. It's been a month since I've done this. So, hold on a minute. Right, can you still hear me and see me all right? Is everything still working? I've got no feedback at all to let me know, other than I've got a wee monitor bobbing up and down that tells me the audio's working. But because I've scrolled the video down so it doesn't distract me, I can't see if it's working. It seems to be still working, I think. Right. Stevie F, all good again. Thanks, Stevie. You're keeping me on top of things. Stevie F says it's all good. Jeremy Lindsay says it's all good. Stevie Elder says it's all good. Graham Lindsay gave me a thumbs up. So thanks very much. Button Moon, good evening. It's all right. You haven't missed anything. Don't worry about it. Okay. There's Dawn in. Willie Pie. How you doing, Dawn? Nice to see you in here. Right. I did a thumbs up in the thumbs up button. I wonder if that was me. I'm going to try that again. Did you see a thumbs up bubble appearing there when I did that? Maybe no. I don't know. Maybe it was just a coincidence. Anyway. I'll be for the air. Right, there we go. Oh, Paul says, think you can take a flight in a 2-seat Spitfire in Dorset. That's interesting. I've been up in many aircraft and I've flown quite a few aircraft. Flew a Shackleton bomber. I've flown Chipmunks. I've flown Bulldogs. I'm a glider pilot as well. I've soloed many times. But that'd be interesting to do a Spitfire flight. Oh, I might look into that. Thanks, Paul. If you've got a link for that anywhere, stick it in. Stevie, I don't know how the fireworks came up. I've got no idea. It just happened. I've got no idea how it happened. Emma, is nobody else actually seen any of these fireworks and thumbs ups and things? Is it because who did that? Somebody did that. Or is it because I said fireworks? Somebody's doing that. I don't know who it is. Anyway, enough of that. On with the membership giving away, right? So let's see, how can I give away the memberships? I think I'll have to go. Right, I think if I go here. Right, and I want to put this up in a separate window so you can actually see me doing it. Right, hold on a sec. Let me see if I can move this. Can I move that down there? Oh, it'll not move. Wait a minute, just give me a second. If I can move this over here so you can see me drawing it. There you go. Right, so so I'll start again. Right, so for those of you that want to make yourself eligible for gift membership, I think it's this you press here, right? You press that, and it's no super sticker or super chat. It might be one of these two that you press. I'm not sure which one it is to make yourself eligible, but I know that if I press this one, this pops up that I can give away 10 memberships, right? But when you click it, maybe it'll let you become eligible. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to give away 5 of these, okay? So you can, you can't see it yet because I didn't change the screen. What an idiot. Sorry. Right, I'll start again. Right. For me to give away the memberships, I click on this wee $sign here, right? Boom. And then if you want to make yourself eligible to get a gift membership for free, it's one of these two, I think. I'm not sure. But I click on this one, and then it comes up that I can give away 10 memberships. It might come up on your page that you can make yourself eligible. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to give away 5 of these now, right? So here we go. So let's see who gets them. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gift 5 now. Okay, so who gets them? I can't even see that screen. I've not got my glasses on. Albert for the Air gets one. Exiled FPV gets one. Mark, I thought you were a member. AM was gifted one. Tazzy was gifted one. And Borders Drone Seeker was gifted one. So let me pull this back onto my big screen here at the front and bring my face back. Right, so that's who got it. There you go. AM has become a member. Alba for the Air got one. Tazzy got one, as you can see up there. Exiled FPV, that's Mark. I thought you were a member. Maybe you. Borders Drone Seeker, that's Brian, has become a member. Maybe you did what you said you were going to do. You unmembered to see if you would get one. And you have. You've got a free one now. Right, so there you go. So that's the first 5, and I'll do another 5 in about 20 minutes' time. Hold on, I can still see myself on the screen there, and it's distracting me. Right, I'll do another 5 in about 15 or 20 minutes' time. I'll do another 5. What would be nice as well, though, is that once your month free membership comes up, you'll get an email saying, I think it's in 7 days prior to the membership expiring, it will say your membership's about to expire. Would you like to buy one? It'd be nice if a couple of you that got the free ones did buy it, because that all goes to support me as well. It supports me to go to places like Dumfries and Galloway Aviation Museum, which is a long, long way away. Anyway, enough of that. Right. So, let me look at the next thing. Right, before we get to the main, and I will get to it, the main Article 16 thing, I want to just quickly talk about something. Because of this new thing I've been doing, which is, as I'm sure you'll all be aware, the 360 videos, as well as the 4K videos. If you watched the live stream a month back or whatever, you'll know that I MacGyvered the mount. I made it myself. I just created it out my own head. Well, what I also did is I also sent away for a professional proper mount. And I'm going to show you it the new. It's actually, I've fitted it to the Wallace, and I'll show you the professional one, the new. Right, this is it here. Right, my hands. I've had to put a bit of tape on it, and I'll explain why. But that's the professional one there. Professional. I've had to actually add masking tape to it just to stop it sliding about. And what happens is this part here flips down, and then you attach the 360 here, and that's it. Okay, so the 360 is hanging down here. I won't put it on just now, but just to show you, the 360 will go in there and it attaches. So that's the professional one. And it cost me about 30 quid or 25 quid or 30 quid with postage and packaging, right? But it was a bit loose. It was moving about a bit. And it was causing me problems. Because it was moving about, it was blocking the landing sensors, right? And I couldn't get Laddie to come down. I just had to hold the down button until it said landing, and he would just start landing. It won't come down because it was blocking the sensors. So I wasn't very happy about that. And the other thing was that I'll just leave that sitting there now. If you've watched the Culzean Castle video that I made recently, I just released yesterday, I think it was, yesterday, you'll notice there's a bit of jello effect happening. And so when you spin this 360 camera around, sometimes the island of Arran isn't lining up in the horizons. It's not looking too good. So I'm going to take that professional 30 quid. There's a thumb up again. That was me. It must be me. Whenever I do that to the camera, it puts up a bubble. So I'm going to take that mount off, and I'm going to put my own MacGyvered one back on, because I didn't seem to be having those jello problems, and I wasn't having any problems landing the drone or anything when I was using that MacGyvered method. It's only when I went the professional way that I've had a couple of wee issues. So it just goes to show you, sometimes buying the proper gear isn't the right way to go, and if you can craft something yourself, it's better. Tom V, thanks very much for that. Is it a super sticker or a super chat? I don't know. Super chat. Thanks very much for that super chat. Do appreciate it. It all goes straight in the tank. That's all of the donations that you guys give me just go straight into the fuel tank to allow me to get out and about and film. So thanks very much. I do appreciate it. And so talking about the 360 camera there and this slight jello method that I'm not too happy about, I wanted to show you something as well. I'm going to show you now the editing software that you get. Dawn, Willie Pie, you might be interested in this. This, because you get an X3. I know you have an X3, an Insta 360 X3. This is the software, the editing software that you get with an Insta 360 X3 or X4, right? And I'll flick over and show you it now. So that's it there. Now I think the volume's down, right? So it's a great wee editor. It's very, very simple to use. You can put cuts and different key points in and things like that. It's very, very simple to use, and it's very good, right? But here's the thing: where it becomes complicated is when you want to stitch. You've got a lot of different options. You can have normal stitching. If you've got a lens guard, it will do it. If you get a standard lens guard or a premium lens guard, it will change things a little bit. Now, I actually have, let me flick back over. When I bought my X4, I actually bought, in addition to that, I paid, I don't know how much extra it was, 30 quid or something, for these. These are the premium. They're made of glass. These are the glass protective lenses, protective covers, right? Because I had read that the plastic ones that you get as standard with the X4 aren't very good, and it was really worth your time investing in these. But I used them once. One time I used them, and I was getting a lot of glare. There was glare everywhere. So I took them off and I haven't used them since. So that was another 30 quid down the toilet. Buying something, the professional thing, that just wasn't as good as not having it, right? So anyway, the editing software here, so it's got that, so you can choose there, right? You've got dive cases, invisible dive cases and things, right? But the other thing as well, there's a stitching options, right? You can use dynamic stitching, or optical flow stitching, or AI stitching. You can only use one of these. Chromatic calibration, right? So there's all of these different things when you are creating the video that you use, and you can only use one of them. But you don't know until you've used one of these and then watched the video back. You don't know which one is the best one. And the problem with not the problem with this software, but the problem with the whole concept of a 360 video that's in 2.7K, the X4 is 2.7K, is the files are absolutely huge and they take a massive amount of processing time. I mean, you're talking about 8 hours, sometimes 12 hours, depending on the length of the video, to process. So once I choose one of the stitching options and then I go to process it, I won't know for 12 hours if that one was the best one to use. So I'm still experimenting, trying to work out which is the best one to use. And that's why in some of the 360 videos, you'll see just a stitching line. Sometimes you'll see a kind of blurry section, and maybe that's what's also causing the disparity on the horizon sometimes. So I'm still working on it, but I will work it out eventually and it'll be all good. But I just wanted to show you that in case you were interested in the X4. There's a lot to making. And there's all these different options with Clarity Plus you can put on. You can change the strength of it, or Colour Plus and change the strength of that. See what it does if you change that. The Clarity Plus, it changes it too. So you have to set it where you want. There's all these things as well. Motion ND. So there's a lot to a lot to it, and I've only had the X for a wee while, so I'm still working it all out. So although I think I'm getting pretty good results with the 360 videos, they're not the best. I'm working on it, and eventually I will work out what is the absolute best, the best options, and there are a lot of options, the best combination of options to get the best videos for you. Okay, because this is what it's all about, the 360. It's all about you. I bought this so that you have control and you can look where you want. It's really important to me that you can interact with the video and choose where to look, rather than with most other drone videos. You just have to look wherever the drone operator decides to fly the drone. And that's fine and well and good. But how much more interesting is it for you to say, no, I don't want to look where you're showing me. I want to look over there. I want to look back the way you just came. When the drone takes off, instead of watching where you're going towards, you can spin round and watch me as the drone flies away from me. Things like that. Anyway, enough of that. What time is it? Oh, we're getting on it. I need to move on. Right. Okay. So, before I move on to the Article 16 thing, I want to have a wee look through your comments. Okay. So, where did we get to the last time? There you go. So it was Scott that said that he's late to part. There's a lot of flooding here in Texas. Oh, I hope you're okay, Scott. I hope it's not affecting you too badly. Can I just say as well, hold on, I'm going to refresh my window here, because it looked like I had 3 likes, which is a wee bit. Oh, I've got 25 now. That's not so bad. 33 watching and 25 likes. That's good, because I thought, if I've only got 3 likes, that means there's only 3 people really interested in watching this live stream. So in that case, I'll just not do any more. But I've got 25 people out of the 31 that are now watching have liked it. So thanks for that. That's a bit better. Right. Okay, so Paul Sullivan must have Oh, there, Paul, is that what you said? You think you can take a flight in the two-seat Spitfire, and then Maverick's drone is said for $3,000. Oh, that's a bit pricey. I wouldn't be taking it. If it's 3,000, I'll know. I can't afford that. Can't afford that. Right. Okay. Paul's got no link, but I will Google it anyway. Stevie says it might be an AI filter factory. I'm going to try. I want to stick my thumb up now. See if I say thumbs up, thumb up, like. No, I thought it might come up, but if I stick my thumb up like that, it did. There you go. So it's AI activated. Unless somebody pressed a button when I did that. But when I put my thumb up, that bubbly thing. What about the fireworks? Is that voice activated? I don't know. Fireworks came on and I don't know why they happened. Right, there's all the memberships. My restaurant says, looks like my contact lenses. Aye. He must be as blind as a bat. Right. So Johnny Mac pops in to say hello. Don says, just starting to get a grip of the software at the moment. Aye, it's the camera's easy to use, but if you want to get the best out of it, there's quite a lot involved, you know. Right, so I'll move on to my topic now, because Johnny Mac is saying there that I use Article 16 under FPV UK. Good. Right, let me stop that one. Let me start the topic then on that. So, Article 16, what is it? Now, I'm not going to go into it in depth. If you want an in-depth description of Article 16 and you want someone on YouTube to give it to you, watch Geeks Fana, right? Geeks Fana, I don't know how long ago he made a video, maybe a month or two ago, about Article 16. He went into it in a lot of depth, and he was pushing a group as well. And he gives all of the information possible. So if you want that kind of stuff, go and watch his. It's a really good video for the amount of in-depth information you get on Article 16. What I'll do is I'll summarise it for you. And I'll summarise it from my viewpoint, okay? And what I've been before I tell you what it is, I've been a member of. I'll bring it up on my screen now. Let me bring up this thingy. Right, I was a member of the BMFA, right, the British Model Flying Association, for a couple of years. And I'd signed up to the BFD, which is the British Drone, the BDA, the British Drone Association, which is part of the BMFA, okay? And it's like, I think it's about 47, 49 quid a year or something to join. I'm not sure, something like that. But I was a member for a couple of years. And as a member of a group like that, an official association, who have certain exclusions to the drone law, if you're as a member, you can fly with exclusions because of the CAA has allowed groups and associations certain privileges and certain more freedoms than individual flyers, okay? It's built into law, and it's just the way it is. Right, Geeks Fana will explain it all if you want to know the history of it and how it all works. Just take it from me that there are groups and associations, and if you are a member of them, because of the less restrictions that the group is allowed to have, you have those benefits and other benefits too, like insurance and different things, right? So I was a member of the BMFA for a couple of years. But when my membership came up for renewal, I think it was last month, I don't know what else is there. So I had a look around, and it was actually from the Geeks Fana channel that I had a look at this one, just as, who was that was saying it? Johnny Mac, was it you that was saying it? I don't know who said that. Wait a minute. FPV UK. I had a look at FPV UK, right, which was it's only 25 quid a year, so it's about half the price of the BMFA, and everything else is pretty much the same. The liability insurance isn't as much as the BMFA. You get £12 million liability insurance with the BMFA. I think you only get 5 million with the FPV UK. But anyway, I thought, well, what I'll do is I've been part of the BMFA for 2 years. I'll cite, instead of renewing my membership with them at 50 quid, I'll try FPV UK for a year at half the price and see how I got on with that. And you're still covered with Article 16, right? So what Article 16 allows you to do if you're a member of a group here is, from my point of view, and the only thing that matters to me, it allows you a lot of things, and Geeks Fan will tell you about those, but all I'm going to tell you is that it allows you to fly a larger drone, such as a Mavic 3, in a recreational area, and you don't have the limit of 150, having to stay horizontally 150 metres away from buildings or people, or 50 metres away from buildings and people, uninvolved people or buildings, if you have your A2C of C. It allows you to fly over buildings and over people with, imagine them having a 30-metre sphere bubble round about them. So as long as you are higher than 30 metres, you can fly over uninvolved people. And as long as you're 30 metres above buildings, you can fly over buildings. That with a bigger drone, such as the Wallace DJI Mavic 3. Okay, so it doesn't allow you the same freedom with a mini drone, like you can fly within 5 metres of people in buildings, but it allows you to use a larger drone. Of course you're going to be 30 metres above buildings and 30 metres above people, because it's common sense. So it allows you to fly. It allows me to fly much closer to buildings and much closer to people than I could if I wasn't a member of an association such as FPV UK or BMFA. Right, so that's why it's in anyone's interest who has a bigger drone. If you've only got a mini, then unless you want to join to get the liability insurance, public liability insurance that comes with your membership, and access to some members only chats and hubs and different things like that. And there's a lot of extra wee things that you get, social things that are quite good too. But if you have a bigger drone, anything bigger than a mini, even like an Air 3 or an Air 2 or an Air 2S or an FPV, an Avata or an FPV, then I think it would be worth your while joining one of these organisations so that you can fly under Article 16. Now, this folder, what is this folder, you might have been wondering? I might have to move back a bit here. Give me a sec. I can see it's 1:45 and I'm running out of time again. I'm always running out of time. So what is this? I carry this with me everywhere I go. It fits in a slot in my backpack. It's a bit battered because I carry this with me everywhere I go. I've carried it for years and years. And I just wanted to show you this because a lot of people may think that I just go out and throw my drones up and randomly, willy-nilly, just fly about and don't care about what I'm doing. I don't care about anybody or anything. I'll do what I like and who cares, blah, blah. But it's not. It's absolutely not. And I carry this thing about everywhere I go so that if the police decide to come up to me and want some information, right, I've got it all here. Now, I would never show this to any member of the public or any ranger that asked. It's only the police where you're obliged to give them certain amounts of information, right? Operator ID, possibly flyer ID, and in Scotland, in some circumstances, name, address, date of birth, place of birth and nationality, okay? So I carry this about everywhere. I've never ever had to show it to anyone, but I always have it. And there's an important thing I'm going to show you in here. But what it contains is, all it contains in here is, first of all, that's my FPV UK membership, right? I'm obviously not going to show you my name and address, but that's my FPV membership, right? I carry that with me, right? And that's to prove that I'm a member of an organisation. You can fly under Article 16, and this is Article 16 here. So if the cops, the police are there and they want to know, I can say, look, just have a look through that folder while I've got the drone, and they let me bring the drone back. You have a read through that, and when you finish reading through that, and I've landed the drone, I'll have a chat with you. Right, so I carry that everywhere, and what I also carry with me, I don't carry it in the folder because every single time I go out to fly, every time I go and fly, before I go out and fly, I create a risk assessment. I'm going to show you it now, my risk assessment, if I can fin it. Well, look, that's Article 16 there, right? And you can print it out. That's Article 16. Where's my thing? There you go. So there's my risk assessment. I just do this for myself. That's my own risk assessment, right? And it's the name of my pilot, the date of the assessment. So the last time I was out flying was the 3rd. That was 2 days ago, right? So I made the risk assessment before I went out to fly, right? That's my FPV UK number, right, to prove that I can fly under Article 16. That's the name of the site. That's the name of where I was flying. It was Craigengillan Estate. The video is still being processed. That'll be coming out in a few weeks. And the latitude and the longitude of the site, that's it there, okay? Now, here are the risks, the hazards. I have identified 3 hazards, right? Danger of the drone colliding with uninvolved persons or property below the flight path. Another hazard is collisions with other airborne vehicles, and another hazard is interference to operator, that's me, from uninvolved persons. That's the hazards that I identified for this particular flight, because I know where it is, right? So in a risk assessment, I've put down who might be harmed and how. That's how people might be harmed. What are you already doing to control the risks? This is what a risk assessment is. How do you alleviate those risks? So this is how I alleviate the risks, right? Any further action I need to take to control the risks? None for that one. Continue to monitor the area for that one and monitor the area for this one, right? And if there's any comments I want to put in, I can put there. Now you can make as many lines as you like, and that will be dependent on how many risks that you... Where's the hell thing? How many risks that you identify for each flight, every single flight. Now, just let me bring that up again. I make a risk assessment for every single flight I do, and this one only had three lines. Another one might have 5 or 10. It'll obviously have a different latitude and longitude. It'll have a different name of the flying site. It'll have a different date that I did the assessment. Because each flight is different. Now, I do that, a risk assessment, because to fly under Article 16, you're required to have a risk assessment in place. And I can upload that and upload the flight logs and everything to either BMFA or FPV UK if I want to. I haven't decided whether I'm going to or not. I probably won't, but I keep a record of all my risk assessments. Now, I don't print the risk assessment out and take it with me because I'd have to print out one every single day. And if I'm doing 2 flights a day, I'd have to print out 2. So what I do is I just share it with my phone. So I have the risk assessment on my phone. So if the police come up and stop me, well, no, stop me. If the police come up and say, are you licensed, as they always are you licensed to fly that drone? I can say, look, I'm not licensed. I have a flyer ID and there's an operator ID on the drone. Here's my operator ID. Here's my name. Here's my operator ID. Here's my membership of this group that allows me to fly under Article 16. What is Article 16? You're probably wondering, Constable. Well, it's all explained in here. And it tells you the type of drone that you're allowed to fly under Article 16 and the circumstances you're allowed to fly. You might see in there, now I probably wouldn't tell them this if I was flying the drone, I'd wait till I landed. So you might see in there that, or they might say, oh, it says in here that for that type of drone you're flying, to be a member of this group, you need a risk assessment. I don't see a risk assessment in here. And I'll say, no, it's on my phone. Boom, because every time I fly, it's a brand new risk assessment, so I don't want to be printing out a sheet every single day, because printer ink is very expensive. I think it's the most expensive liquid in the world. So it's on my phone, so I can show them the risk assessment on the phone. I've got my public liability insurance on the front page of there, tells you that's £5 million in insurance. So that's what I take out with me every time I fly, and then I've never had to show it to anyone, right, in the past almost 3.5, almost 4 years I've been flying. Never had to take it out of my bag, but I always do, because if you're going to be flying under Article 16, you need to make a wee risk assessment. So here's the thing, if anyone thinks, I wouldn't know where to start with that myself, ouch, did you hear my knee cracking there? I bet you didn't. Where's that thing? Is that there? Right, if anybody wouldn't know where to start, right, if you email me and you wouldn't know where to start with the risk assessment, right, if you email me or you go into my Discord and message me, you'll never catch me on Facebook. I'm never on there now. But if you get into the Discord and email, message me, or you email me, windsweptrobert@gmail.com, I'll send you a copy of my risk assessment. I'll send you a blank template of my risk assessment, and I'll send you the PDF file of Article 16. I'll also send you a redacted copy of my FPV UK membership if you want that too, just so you can have a look at and read through. And I'll do that for nothing. But if you wanted to buy me a coffee for it, I would accept that. But I'll do that for nothing. So if anyone wants to get themselves a risk assessment and make themselves up a wee folder like that, then just let me know and I'll sort it out for you. Okay. So that was that. So that was the main topic of tonight. Now I know I didn't go into a lot of detail about the Article 16 because Sean from Geeks Fan does it much better than I could. He goes, for all you geeks that love number crunching and you like paragraphs and different things, sub-paragraphs and sections of paragraphs and stuff, he goes into it all, right? I know a lot of you are like, oh God, I couldn't sit through a whole video like that. But I did, and it's worth it, because even if you can't remember everything he's saying, at least he does tell you everything about it, and then you can refer back to me saying, look, this is what it does for you, Article 16. Okay, let's get it down to that. It allows you to fly a bigger drone within 30 metres of a spherical globe, spherical bubble around people, uninvolved people and buildings, with a bigger drone that you wouldn't be able to do if you weren't flying under Article 16, and you can only fly under Article 16 if you're a member of one of these associations. Was that okay? Was that clear? It's clear as mud to everybody. I've got 5 minutes left. Just before I do the other 5 memberships, I'll have a quick look at your comments just to see if there's any quick questions about what I had to say there. Right. Mavericks was just 15 metres takeoff and landing, 30 metres distance from people with Art 16. Aye. And it's 30 metres distance imagine them in a bubble, a globe, right? So, aye, so there you go. Right. Okay. Maybe provide to members risk. Graham, good point. I will absolutely do that. I'll provide that to the members. Of course I will, and to anyone else that asks. I don't know how I'd do that. You'd probably still have to email me or message me in the Discord so I could send it to you. So anyone that does, I'll send it to them. Right. Okay, I sent you fuel. Don't know whether you got it. Oh, Gerard. No, I don't see it here, pal. But thanks very much. I keep saying I appreciate that, and it's a bit of a trite thing to say, but I do really appreciate it. Can't see it here, Gerard, but I'm sure it's there somewhere. Right. Okay, a few minutes ago, let me do the other 5 memberships before I run out of time completely. Let me get it over onto the other screen so you know I'm not cheating or trying to cheat anybody. Right, let me pull this over here. Oh. Right, that's my chat screen. Get over to the chat screen. Right, so this will probably be the last thing I do. What time is it? I need to check my clock on there. Right, 3 minutes ago. I think this will probably be the last thing I do. So, the final 5 gift membership gifts. Here we go. If I click that, membership gifting. 5 more memberships to gift. Gift 5 now. Good luck to everybody. Hope you win one. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. And the memberships tonight go to... Where did they go? I can't see that. Adam Juanby, Michael McCarthy, Angel Boostar, Cumbrian Boyd, and Vince. I believe that's what it was. I'll know better when I move it back onto my main screen because I can see it clearer up there. So, was that right? There you go. So, Michael McCarthy has become a member. Adam Juanby. Can I put that up on the screen? I don't think I can. Adam Juanby. There you go. Angel Boostar. Boo's name should pop up the now, maybe, I don't know. There's Vince, right, Vince, and Cumbrian Boyd. Cumbrian Boyd, Boo, I don't know if your name's going to pop up. I think I maybe missed you, but you got a membership as well. Boo, you must have popped up when my screen was on the other screen, right? So that's the final 5 memberships. Well done, all you lucky winners. You can now go and look on the membership videos and see all the load of nonsense that I've put there. Right, so I think that's my time. A couple of minutes, but I'm going to finish up now anyway because I've reached the end of my agenda point. Aye, that's everything. Final thing to say: if anyone is not too far away from the Dumfries and Galloway Aviation Museum, take a wee trip there. It's well worth it. It's about £7 to get in, and you can spend as long as you like in there. You go inside the control tower, and they've got the upper section set up with dummies and all the equipment as if it was in World War II. It's dead interesting, right? Loads of great aircraft there for you to look at. And Peter's talk on the recovery of Spitfire is a fantastic, interesting talk, and you can see the engine in there. You can watch the BBC documentary. I think it was the BBC documentary. You watch all those kind of things. They've got a gift shop with a load of fantastic stuff. Buy something while you're in there, and if you're in England, you're coming up to Scotland, you can stop off on your way up there. Stop half for a couple of hours, go in, have a wee visit. They've got a lovely 1940s style tea shop where you can go in and get a cup of tea and a scone and all that, and it's set out as if it was World War II. It's really nice as well. So that's that. I'm going to be out here in a couple of minutes. Thanks very much for watching tonight. Thanks to everyone who gave me the super chats. I do really appreciate it, and it helps the channel and me out quite a lot. So until next month, that's it. I'm out of here.